Hello everybody. Today trade cap for January 13th, 2026, and today took one trade on AMD for around a $1,400 win. So really nice day today, right? And also look at this year stats, like literally insane. Like I'm gonna milk this until I like break the streak, but like this is beautiful. This is beauty. It feels so good looking at this because like like when I used to be like unprofitable, I would just do dumb shit. Like let me just get that the way. Like I was just retarded, right? Like I for sure fixed all the mistakes I used to do, majority of the mistakes, right? Like FOMO, not following my stop loss, like shit entries, right? Not understanding market context, just taking bad setups in general, right? So all that, I literally had a month. I've talked about this before, I think on TikTok, but I've had a month where my entire month was red, right? Every single thing. This is all green now, right? So like this is bringing a tear to my eye. But then imagine instead of seeing green, the entire month was red, and so it's just nice looking at this, and I'll talk about like maybe that in a future video. But anyway, so let's get into the video. I'm yapping too much, right? So what I said AMD today, right? So I'm gonna make this video very, very short, right? So pretty much QQ and SPY, we opened up below our previous day highs range, right? So considering that we're opening below our previous highs range, that means we're still in our range of our previous day. So I'm not bullish nor bearish on QQ or SPY, right? We did have a nice pop on CPI, but we still came back below in our range, right? So I'm no bias on QQQ and SPY yet, right? But on AMD, I saw that on a higher time frame, right? We were bouncing off this 200 key level from yesterday, and we had a strong a reaction off that level, right? Strong buyers, and then pre-market, we're also at the momentum in pre-market, right? So I know his name kind of has some strength, and if we can't close above our pre-market high, then we can also trade as an empty upside, right? So that's exactly what happened today, and we had a nice strong push in the first minute that we were above our pre-market high, right? So today the only names you should have been trading on tech were SPY, Google, right? Because they're the only names that were above our pre-market high, and the rest of the tech were just chopping around. Like Amazon actually is just trash, right? Apple trash, Palantir trash, Tesla horrible, and then Nvidia also horrible. So you shouldn't be trading any names at all, right? They're not breaking any key levels. They're opening in their range, right? There's no strong price action to the upside or the downside, so there's no opportunity to be made there. Simple as that, right? So on AMD, my entry was very, very simple, right? I wanted to, after this 216 level was absolutely obliterated, right? My next level I wanted to see us kind of get to, right, was going to be this 220 level, right? And this 220 level, I wanted to simply just see us break above this level, right? Reject it, come back down below, and then reclaim it with strong price action, right? That's one of my entries I look for, right? Because I'm not trying to take an aggressive entry in the first 5 minutes, right? Like there's no point taking an aggressive entry in the first 5 minutes of market open, right? You want to wait. Never take an entry in the first 5 minutes of market open unless you understand your risk reward very, very well, right? Right? Like I don't take a trade in the first 5 minutes. I always use that as my advantage to kind of see what the market is doing, right? Because just because that's what I do, right? It's simple. It's a rule I make. I don't trade the first 5 minutes, right? So, right, first 5 minutes, A and B is above our 220 level, and then we reject the 220 level, close below it, and kind of show that we're kind of bearish, right? So I want to see us kind of come back down here and then show buyers step up in this area, right? In this 90 MA plus this order block, technically, right? That buyers are there in AMD to push us back to the upside and continue this bullish momentum, right? And that's exactly what happened, right? We reclaimed this, and at this candle, I'm like, okay, you know what? At this candle, I'm like, okay, if we can reclaim this 220 with strong price action, I want to enter this trade, right? Because then I know my stop loss will be below this 220 level. So the risk is very small and the reward is greater because then I can look for continuation on this trade, right? And so entered at this candle while it's forming, right? Because we have strong bounce on this candle, right? Stop loss below 220 level, right? And then I want my TP to be first high of day, and then it's 222 break above this level, and then like these levels, right? So we never hit these levels, unfortunately, right? And so had a really nice high day pop, right? And then we came back down to retest this 220 level perfectly, right? So no need to get stopped out of this trade, right? We came down, touched it perfectly, and showed price action, right? Showed that there was buyers there. So that's a very, very nice price action to hold this trade, right? And then we had a nice candle closure, right? I want to see us close above this 5 range high ideally, but we did close above 5 range high, right? But we kind of did come back down, just chopping around. And so at this area, I really wanted to see us close above 222 with strong price action for momentum. Because if we can't close with strong price action with momentum, then we can see 223 very, very quickly. But unfortunately, we reject this level 4 times. And while we're rejecting this level, I'm looking at QQ and SPY. And I'm like, okay, QQ and SPY are at low of day. So if the indices are at low of day and we're rejecting a high of day at AMD 4 times, this is not looking really good for me, right? For continuation on his name. So I took a majority of this name over here, right? And my stop loss simply would be a break below his 5 minute range high, right? Because I know that we're very, very bearish on SPY, and QQQ. So if we can come below this 5 minute range high and like not bounce off it immediately after the next candle, then we're likely going to be number one, choppy, or number two, we're going to break it down below, right? So now looking back at it, right? Like I was correct, right? We were choppy, right? We did chop around, and we could have broken above high of day, right, on AMD if also QQ Spy kind of like just didn't drop as much, and the thesis would have been correct still. But I don't want to trade that chop. I don't want to be involved in that chop. I want to be in and out of the trade and take quick scalp. And if the momentum dies, then I'm out of the trade, right? So very easy to understand, in my opinion, right? If you have any questions, comment down below. And like if you guys look at my previous trade caps, pretty much like my strategy kind of is different, right? Because it's like sometimes I'm trading reclaims, sometimes I'm trading strong. Bro, my bad. Sometimes I'm trading reclaims. Sometimes I'm trading strong price action. Holy shit, bro, my throat was like I can't speak, but I'm sorry. But the key thing is that I'm trading stocks that are relatively strong and relatively weak. Like that's literally the sauce. Like that is what you need to be focusing on in options trading, right? Recently, this is a kind of a different thing, but for me, but like I need to start focusing on Spine QQ more. I need to start trading Spine QQ a little bit more than I do. Like for the past 4 months, I've been just focusing straight on tech names, right? But there's some days where all tech is shit, and Spine QQ are actually like showing strength and weakness. So I need to actually start trading these names, and like my strategy will be very very simple, right? I just want to see us show weak price action at a level, and then have that stop loss above the level, and then continuation to the next level down low. So like right here, I could just take a short off this level right here. Actually, I'll just leak it, but it's a previous day close level, right? I can take shorts previous day close level, right here, right? Stop loss above that level, right? Because I know if we come back above, then we're gonna be choppy on the name, and then TP gonna be pre-market low, I'm pretty sure, right? So that could be a setup right there. So I'm literally dropping you all sauce, like literally so much sauce, right? If you guys understand the basic idea of market structure and relative strength and relative weakness, and you can formulate a strategy around that, right? Like you don't want to copy someone and copy their strategy, right? You want to make your strategy discretion based, so there's no alpha decay, right? If you have a strategy that's like if this happens and this happens and this happens, if there's robotic, then your strategy will not work over time, right? The markets will adapt to it. But if your strategy is just solely based on price action, discretion, and relative strength, then it literally will never get patched, and you can just keep printing money on the market. So lock in, learn the skill, and it's not easy, right? You have to put a lot of time and effort. And the beginner phase, everyone says is really really hard. Why? Is because you're gonna be trash at trading the beginning, and unfortunately, when you're shit at trading, you lose money, and losing money is not fun, right? And when you're losing money and you're also shit at something, you can also go in a spiral and lose more money and like just get worse. So there's a lot of different types of people that will have different types of reactions to spiraling out. So that's why you always hear like crazy stories, but that's unfortunately the skill ceiling in trading is you have to understand and just be you have to understand. You just have to understand that like it's part of the game, and like you should not be even risking like bro, if you're trading and you're new, you shouldn't be risking what you should be risking max 1% per trade, because you're not making shit minimum in the first 6 months anyway. So you might as well risk 1% because you're gonna lose money anyway. So why do you want to risk more and lose more money anyways? But the problem is no one really listens to that advice because people are always greedy and think that they're him, and then they eventually lose money and then realize that they're not him. So it's just a cycle that everyone has to go through. Doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter your gender. Everyone has to go through it, right? For men, it might be a little bit worse because we have like that drive to like, you know, okay, you know what? I'm just yapping at this point, right? So that's shakeout for today. If you have any questions, comment down below. And 100% win rate. So I don't want to jinx it. Very nice, almost up 10K already for the month, right? So very very insane. And people think this is easy, right? Like people like it looks very easy, like I'm taking these trades, winning, but like nah, this it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, right? Like to maintain, like to keep make money maintain, right? That's what people don't understand. So that's why people can sell you a dream, or not sell you a dream, but they can sell you like you can sell yourself a dream by looking at someone achieving their dream, right? But you don't realize how much it took for them to make it here, right? Because I'm telling you, 95% of the population can't do what I do. They can't endure what I have endured, like, or mentally they can't endure what I've endured, right? Maybe they're built different, right? But I think 95% of people just can't day trade, right? Simple first main reason why people can't day trade. I'm just yeah, it's 9 minute long video, bro. But I'll just go like the main reason people can't day trade is just simply they're not smart enough, right? You have to be a certain level of smart just to realize what your mistakes are and just to fix them, right? Some people just keep the same mistakes over and over again and blame a strategy and keep strategy hopping, but don't realize that they're the problem, right? Like they're the problem, right? Their risk is trash, their sizing is trash, they don't follow stop loss, they don't even know what they're doing, they don't have an edge, they don't like there's so much issues that are possible in a trader, right? And the best thing you can do to kind of like learn quick as possible is journal, right? That's literally why this is right here, like journal, right? You can also see what you're doing. And the best thing, in my opinion, about the journaling is that once you are profitable, you can kind of see the statistics on like your trades and see if you want to size up or not, right? So that is a trade recap for today. And if you guys, you know, got any value, which hopefully you did, right? Please subscribe and please like, and also join Discord down below, right? It's literally a free server. I won't make it paid until like I'm gonna for sure make it paid, but like not anytime soon. I won't make it paid. Right? I'll make it free for quite a while, right? You grow that rep, grow that thing, but at a certain point, right? The bots, like, of course, the money is gonna be fire, right? But also, like, even now, I have so many more bots join than actual humans, and the bots join DM everyone, right? Spam DM them saying like scamming them, and then people think that I'm scamming them, and then they leave the server like. Whereas if you have a paywall, it literally first helps you. It's really free money, right? You're teaching education on the highest pay skill in the world, but also the bots can't scam you, right? And the funny thing is this trading space has so many scammers, right? The bots, and the reason why there's so many scammers is because people fall for it. Like I'm yapping it. The trade cap is done, but people fall for these scammers, right? Like there's people I've been in so many servers in the past 6 years, right? Because I've been in these servers for a long time, but actually wasn't trading, right? These servers for a long time, and I've seen stories, right? People have talked about like they've lost thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars from these scammers, right? Because they'll connect to their shady ass broker and get all their funds like yoinked. And it's even worse with crypto because crypto, like once your money is gone, you're not getting that shit back. So yeah. So that's trade cap for today, and see you guys next video. Peace.